Alright guys, welcome back to the live again. If I'm audible, please let me know. Let me know in the chat if I am audible or not. Audible, alright. We'll start in 2 minutes. We'll let other people join in. And then we'll start. Meanwhile, if you have any questions, you can put it on the chat. We'll start with the market view only when other people join in as well. Give me 1 second. Alright. So if you're trading NTPC chart, alright. So straight away with the charts, let's have a look at NTPC chart. What are your doubts here? I am not sure, because see, what I usually do is I will look at the last move. So before this breakout, this was the last high, right? So when you spot a last high, you can now look at the demand zone which is making that high. So this is the demand zone. So it just held the demand zone and now it's breaking out. This is not something I would trade, but I think short-term traders who use the 20 DMA, there might be an entry here, right? So if you see it moved from the 20 DMA itself. Obviously, the move is happening because of the demand zone. It's not happening because of the moving average, but the reason is that this was the last demand. It's holding the demand, probably set up on the hourly as well. There was a nice dip here and huge volume spikes, and then you got a nice move today. So usually I will ignore the volume, but to explain this move, you can maybe consider the volume as well, because if you see dip down, huge volume, and then there's a breakout here. Do not buy it now, because now it's gone. Demand is actually present around 235, and now it's at 245, 246. So don't buy it here, and I would suggest you to not use the 20 moving average anyway, because 50 is much more. 50 leads to bigger moves. So I use 50. 50 is sort of a trend preceder. There will be if there is going to be a huge trend, it will usually start from the 50 moving average. Anyway, I use the demand zones and supply zones. So even if you're using 20 or 50, it doesn't matter, because move will start from the demand itself. So if you see here as well, there is a move from the demand itself. The EMA does not matter all that much. It matters, but not as much as some people think it does. Also, make sure that you like the stream as well. If you have just joined in, if you're using, okay, so you want to trade swings, which index should you be referring to? You should be referring to the small cap index. So small cap or mid cap index. So I'll just add the mid cap as well. So you can refer to the mid cap index as well. They will usually move together. So if you see the charts of small cap and mid cap index, they are almost exactly the same. So whenever you're trading swings, refer to the small cap or the mid cap index. That is the go-to index. Do not look at Nifty if you're buying small cap stocks, because Nifty might not represent the small cap stocks. Nifty has large cap stocks. All right, so small cap or mid cap index if you are trading swings. All right, Elin Electronics, I guess it is pronounced Elin. All right, so this has already moved. Again, guys, if you're watching, make sure that you like the stream first. So this has already moved. So if you see very closely, let's look at the weekly chart, because I think weeklies might be good. So let's see what is going on here, like an overall view of what is going on. So this was your weekly supply. This supply right here led to the lowest low, which was right here. So there was a breakout of this supply and price came back to the demand, which broke the supply, which is this one. And now price is trading here. So overall, if you see in the context of the current trend, you're quite far from the demand. There is a supply right here as well. Now it might break out. I'm not saying that just because you're far, then it cannot move at all. That is not what I'm talking about. But do you want to enter here? Not exactly. All right. Not really. I would suggest you to look for better structures on the weekly. Even if you are adamant on taking the trade, just take it with a smaller size. Don't enter with your full size. Daily is actually quite good because there is a demand right here on daily. And it's not good because it is going up. It is good because of one very specific thing, which I'm sure most of you are missing. If you look at this wick right here and then this wick, this has tested out the inner demand here. So I'll show this to you on the hourly chart. So look at this entire structure. So this was the base right here, the base high, which I marked on the daily as well. And look at this down move from this supply. All right. So the supply is actually already tested and taken out, which makes it a good chart, even though it's extended. If it was going straight up, I would have been much more cautious, with this trade. But the supply has already been tested and it's going up. So now the next supply is here. So this is actually one good sign of a bullish move. All right. So maybe you can try it, but honestly, don't try it with a full size. Try it with a smaller size. Also, make sure, again, guys, if you're joining right now, make sure that you like the stream first. Doesn't even take 1 second. All right, so yeah, so let's move on. So guys, again, I might take a lot of time for one stock. So that does not mean that I am not taking your doubts, all right? Or it does not mean that you don't want to listen to what I'm talking about, because usually while talking about something, I will sort of talk about several other things as well. So it might be helpful for you to constantly pay attention, even if it's not your chart. So, all right, Monarch, yeah. All right, so what is going on here? Actually, it looks good. Um, it looks good here. There's a lot of there's a very solid demand right here, this entire area, and it's trying to push up. This looks good here. Again, be aware of this supply right here. I think this moves with the Adani group. I think this stock is owned by some relative of Adani, so it kind of moves with the Adani group, I think. All right. So since everyone is here, mostly, let's talk about the market view as well. So what is going on in Nifty? Why is it so volatile? So Nifty is at the previous base, like we have already talked about at least 5 times. So this is your demand zone, and this demand zone led to the break of this entire structure on the downside. So this entire structure right here was broken by this demand, and this is where Nifty is right now. All right, and this is the reason why Nifty is holding up this demand. Now, would I want to take a long? So the one thing which I always advise you guys not to do is to take a long on the first reaction from the demand. Never do that, right? Uh, First reaction can get reversed into a shakeout, and if you see, never take a long into the first from the first reaction uh, from any demand actually. So now it's going back up. So now I will wait for some sort of a sideways move, and then we can say with some sort of surety that Nifty is trying to head up. All right. I have discussed this in my private servers as well. Do not take an entry immediately into a demand zone whenever price is bouncing up. All right. You always wait for the range to form, never on the first move up. All right. So now it looks so Nifty futures actually it's the next month futures now. So this is a new expiry, new month. That is why you see such a gap between the futures and the spot chart. Nothing else really. And Bank Nifty is sort of weaker than Nifty, but again, Bank Nifty is holding the same area. It's holding the same zone. All right, and futures, it went down yesterday, but now it's up again. So if you see the weekly chart overall, it's at this weekly demand, which it's trying to hold. So don't short here in the markets. All right, you can try longs in some stocks, but don't short. And I usually do not trade the index that often because it negates any sort of advantage which I might have with stocks. So if you see some stocks, they will continue to go up no matter what. So let's take okay. I cannot discuss the stocks which I am currently holding anyway. So stocks, they will outperform even when the index is breaking down. If you have selected your stock properly, the stock can actually hold up pretty well. So I need that sort of advantage divided in my portfolio. So if I have a portfolio of 10 stocks, I'm sure if Nifty falls down today, if Nifty small cap, let's say, falls down 2-3% here, maybe 5 of them will hold up, and maybe something might go up as well. And that happened with one of my stocks in that big fall as well. So I'll discuss that later as well. So this stock right here, this was not falling on this day, 12th September, when small cap index was down 5%. This day right here, it was down 4%, 5%. That stock wasn't falling, and what happened after that, it moved up 15-20% from there. So there was a quick breakout here. So this is the advantage with stocks. We won't get this advantage with any index. You will have to struggle with the index over and over again. So even if you are trading the index, don't be blinded. Allocate some portion of your portfolio to stocks as well. Don't completely get lost in the index. All right, so Eris Life Sciences. So this is already gone. I am not sure. Uh, don't buy it here. Obviously, if you're holding it, that's good. But but don't buy it here now. Granules. So actually, pharma stocks are doing great. Um, Granules is not that good. I on the weekly it might be okay. So it's not the great, not the best start in pharma. You can find better pharma stocks, to be honest. It has already gone up. It's very extended. The base was somewhere here. That got broken, retested, and it continues up. So it's done. By done, I don't mean it's going to fall now, but the entry is gone. So you can find better stocks. Again, guys, whatever I'm talking about, I'm not suggesting you to buy anything. I'm only discussing charts so that you can take better decisions, not simply copy paste what I talk about. Because I know how to manage a trade, you might not be comfortable with what I do. Jindal Saw, don't buy it. So big supply here goes up to the supply, and now it's very flat. So I would actually want another higher low here. So if it goes up, maybe another higher low to get in. Not right now. So don't get in right now. Maybe another higher low to get in. Jindal Saw. All right. What is this stock? This is actually very liquid. I cannot talk about it. Here, too illiquid. I mean, stocks which are this illiquid, they look like this half of the time. So if you see here, here, there is no difference. So this is how they move. They'll be sideways for 2 months. They'll suddenly go up and then again sideways because there is no trading going on. So you're better off actually avoiding such stocks, even if they move big once in a while. You're better off avoiding such stocks because they're not getting traded all that much. Why did I exit Rishabh Instruments? Because it was giving me around 5 hour. So why not? I like to move around the market. I don't like to sit in one stock for a long time. If you are comfortable with holding one stock, I'll tell you why. So I'll show you many examples. Let's look at this example. So we bought the stock here. I was holding this spike and I exited right here because of this climax move, this huge climax. My exit was, where is the arrow? Yeah. So right here, 1870 something. And it's been 1 month almost and the stock is still 10% below my cost. So even if it breaks out, it's going to take days or weeks. So what is the point of wasting that time? All right, and now there is a big supply here which might take time as well. So after a big move, after a climatic move, big candles continuously, 2-3 days of a big up move, it's better to exit. Trust me, you will benefit. I'll show you another stock. So this stock we exited, I think, right here around 810. And look at what happened after that. All right, it's been more than a month, almost a month. So you're better off moving around, especially if you're good at catching momentum. You don't have to rely on one stock to make all the gains. Move around the market, explore more. All right. And this is how the money moves around as well. Money will move into one stock. When there's a big move, it will cool down and another stock will take over. All right. So this will help you, especially in a bad market where there are frequent pullbacks in the index. Will help you a lot. You wouldn't have to depend on a random stock working out in your favor. All right. So make sure that you're comfortable with how you're trading. All right. So I usually exit around 20%. 20-25% is too much for me. I will exit there. Metro brands, we have talked about it in the last live as well, somewhere here. I told you guys to be to be aware about the demand zone, and it might break out. It might break out, but I'm not holding it. It's too crowded now. Too many people are in this. Um, so so this is not for me anymore. Um, Too many people are buying this all over the trading community. It looks good though. It can go up. It can go up. All sec technologies, again, same thing. I don't like stocks which are sideways like this. I don't like them. I want a nice U-shaped bottom. We have talked about it in Gujarat Themis as well. This is what can happen. This shakeout is what can happen, and most people are not prepared for it. You will end up getting shaken out. So I like a rounded sort of a structure, something like this, and not a very flat base to get in. All right. The stock is good though. It's bullish. It's good. Not bad. This, okay, SmartLink Holdings. Again, this stock has a history of failing the breakout. So even if you get a breakout here, make sure that you book something because it has been doing this for months. On a random day, it will move big, but you don't have that much time to wait for it. If you do, then that's good. You can wait for it. All right, Doctor Reddy. Nothing here. Nothing here. It is making a. It is clearly downtrending. Avoid this. Until this high is taken out, it's downtrending. Again, for the people who have joined just now, or maybe in the past 5-10 minutes, make sure that you like the video as well, like the stream. Okay, Venus Remedies. Again, nothing here. You guys can pick up better stocks. This is not it. Big downtrend, maybe changed on the weekly, but you guys can honestly do better than this. So it is holding the weekly demand. It can go up, but there's a supply right here. There's a supply right here. There's also this supply which is holding it back. But better stocks are there. You want to be chasing a stock during this phase. I've talked about it multiple times. Let's pick a random stock. All right, so let's take this one. So you see, you want to be chasing it on the daily or when it's clearly sloping up. So after this entire breakout. So from here on is where you start getting in. All right. And stocks will do this very often. You don't have to really guess when the trend is going to change. Just wait for the trend to change and then start buying in. All right. So all these stocks, if you see, this was a downtrending phase, big breakout here, big base, and this is where you can get in. There's a very nice entry right here. All right. Venus Remedies, I think it's in the first part of this area, but maybe you can try it. Honestly, if you know how to manage the trade, you can try it. Not exactly bad, but I'm skeptical that you can find better stocks. All right. Okay, so I actually, again, this is also extended. So see, okay, let's talk about it. So please pay attention now. So what happens is extended stocks are not necessarily bad because because of being extended. What is bad? Because, or maybe because the breakout can fail. The point is, when the stock is already extended, you will be forced to keep a bad stop. You will be forced to keep a very close stop because you are aware that there is a huge space below. All right. So you will be forced to keep a bad stop. You will be forced to keep a stop here, which doesn't really mean anything here. It's just a hourly demand zone, and this will increase the churn in your portfolio. All right, because you are entering in the middle of a move. This is a move, you are entering here. If it's supposed to move this much, you are entering here. All right. So the only way to make some sort of significant risk to reward is to keep a bad stop, and not to keep a stop where there is a big base right here. All right. And if you keep a bigger stop, your risk to reward is bad. The stock might come down and waste 6 months here. So try to catch stocks in the early part of the trend. All right. Not here. Everything is just not in your favor here. All right. Even you can even try 20 EMA. All right. But avoid stocks which are far from in every single EMA. So if you see this stock right now, it's far from the 20 EMA as well. You cannot go smaller than 20 EMA for a decent trade. Even on the 20 EMA, if you see, it will set up around the demand properly and give you a proper entry. All right. So don't buy extended stocks. That's the entire point. But use a 50 EMA. Don't use 20. Too short. Too short for most of you. All right. MSTC Voltas. So we'll skip Voltas because it's FNO. I don't do FNO. MSTC is already moving up. Okay, this is BSC. Give me 1 second. Okay, so it's already up, very broad range. Not for me here, not at all. Okay, let's look at Voltas. But I would suggest you to buy non-FNO stocks. Voltas again, not for me. There's nothing in Voltas. I'm not sure what you're looking at here. It's downtrending. It's going down. There is no right-hand side of the base. I haven't looked at Voltas in like 2 years. The last time I bought Voltas was here. After that, this is what happens when the stocks are downtrending. You just don't look at them, and you will automatically avoid big falls. So I'm not even aware of all this happening because I wasn't even watching it for like 2-3 years. FCL, Phenoltex Chemicals. Again, nothing big supply here. Can go up, but again it will pause at the supply. You can find better stocks still. And Motilal Oswal. Again, not the trade which I take. I need a bigger, flatter base. I don't need a downtrending base. All the charts which you have suggested look like that. I need something like this. Need a proper right hand side. All of these bases, if you see, the right hand side is empty. The top right is empty in all of them. All right. All right. HPL Electric Power. Again, look at the difference between this and this. Very, very clear. There is no right hand side here. And this is what the stock needs to move out. All right. Look at the difference between this range and this range right here. Or maybe just the broader range right here. It can move like this and simply just break down. All right. But this is constructive price action. This is still the pullback, still the pullback. All right. Look at this entire area. Look at this base. Try to go up here, move down, and then again constructive price action for the breakout. Here as well, actually, inside this area as well. All right. Same thing here. Look at this constructive price action right here. Very simple concepts which you guys are missing. All right. So it's not about, this is not a contraction. This is just no activity at all. So that is the main difference. This is not a contraction. This just indicates no activity. All right. Index analysis. We have talked about it. PSU banks. All right. PSU bank. All right. Let's see next PSU. PSU banks have gone up a lot. I am not sure what you want to do here. We actually bought PSU banks here. Now it's gone. Now avoid it completely. You can find much better indices. Don't buy this. I think you might be new here. It's too far gone. You want to catch it from a bigger base. So this was so PSU banks actually have taken 3 trades in the past year. This was one of them. I had posted about it live as well. This was the strongest index. The weekly demand, weekly base. Actually posted about it on my Instagram as well. Then this was the next one. This base got broken out, holding the daily demand. And then this was the third one. When it was much stronger than Nifty. So Nifty was actually falling here. So if you see, Nifty was falling, but PSU bank was moving up. So this one as well, I think we discussed. We bought mostly smaller banks. So these banks right here, all right. This was the entry. This was the exit. So PSU banks are done. At least for me. If you simply want to chase momentum here, I'm not sure how well this will go, but good luck. All right. Okay, this was actually a good trade if you took it. Supply is tested here, tiny base. This was the entry. So if you're already in this, good one. But if you're not, don't buy it. Already gone. Is it only on BSC? Okay. Yeah, only on BSC. Okay. All right, a lot of charts suddenly. Let's talk about them one by one. Yatharth Hospital. Okay. Yeah. You can. Okay. I don't want to say you can buy it. It looks good. All right. Just be aware of how you want to manage it. So just be aware of how you want to manage the trade. Be comfortable if it moves down here. Okay, red tape. I'll actually add this to my watch list as well. I think it's hospital, right? Jupiter Lifeline is also, I think, hospital. So hospital stocks are doing good. Hospital stocks are doing good. Red tape. Yeah, avoid this. It's downtrending. I want some action here. Avoid this. Lemon Tree Hotels. All right. Again, too extended for me. I don't buy this. We bought this here in the server. I think people asked about it in the live as well. Avoid this now. Again, this is also extended. Pennar Industries again extended. There was an entry right here. Don't buy extended stocks. If it's far from the EMA, don't buy it. Don't buy extended stocks. You will automatically see improvement in your results. Padamji paper, it's too volatile. It's too volatile. Look at these candles. Look at the wick. Too much supply. Avoid it. You want silence. You want something like this. As soon as it gets volatile, it should go. It shouldn't stay in the range after getting volatile. I'll give you another example. So we bought this, but did not work out very well. But look at this. So as soon as the range was right here. This is the hourly chart. Don't do hourly charts on normal stocks. It's an IPO, so there is no other option. Daily charts are too small. So as soon as it got volatile here, it moved out immediately. So my entry was somewhere here, 173 right here. I'll show it to you on the smaller chart as well. This candle right here, and it moved out immediately. So this is what you want to see as soon as the stock gets volatile. If it comes back and stays inside the range, it's done. It's usually done. All right. Electra Green Tech. Again, same thing. I've talked about it. I talked about this here, expecting a fall. The fall happened. Again, I talked about this supply. Supply is working. Just avoid it. Don't expect something like this again. Avoid this. All right, Berger Paint. Finally, something about Berger Paint. How to identify such falls? Expect them always. That is what I do. After such a breakout, it's okay if you bought in the range. It's okay. All right. It has a lot of news going on in it. It's okay if this happens if you bought inside the range. And if you're buying the breakout, then I'm not sure what you're doing. But I'm hoping that you bought inside the range, and which is actually a great trade. If you bought here, or maybe even here, actually a very good trade. But it's unfortunate, but it's okay. You don't have to know the reason. Just move on to the next stock. I literally don't even know what some companies do, and I buy them and I make money in them and I sell them, and I don't even know what they do, unless it's very obvious in their names. Something like a Jupiter Life Science Lifeline Hospital. It's written hospital, so it must be a hospital stock. But some stocks I don't know what they do, and I buy them and I keep them. I'll only analyze stocks very deeply when there is a sector setting up. So hospitals are setting up. If you see, this is also kind of extended. So I'm already in this from somewhere here. Don't buy this here after looking at the live. But this is trying to go up. This is literally going up. And Yatharth Hospital is also setting up nicely. So overall, hospitals are doing good. That's all I need to know for a sector. Literally, I don't want to know anything else. It works like a charm, right? So don't worry about the cause, because every time there's a new cause for a fall in any stock. Berger Paints fell because of that. Some other stock is going to fall because of something else. Every time it's a new thing. Every single time. So don't worry about it. It's practically useless. Just move on to the next stock. And exit if the demand gets broken. So if the demand is getting broken here, honestly, I would have been out after this candle itself. But at least this is the demand. This is the entire daily demand actually. The base, the demand, breakout, retest, up move. It holds this demand. Here you want to be out. There is no point holding the stock here. All right, what's the next question? PNL. If you watch my lives closely, you won't know about my PNL, but it will definitely affect your PNL positively in the very short term. So maybe focus on what I'm talking about. Your PNL might improve. All right, Birla cable. Birla cable is extended. Birla cable is extended. Avoid it. And also, this is the first reaction from the demand. So don't buy it right now. All right, you can find better stocks. Web Solar. All right. Again, come on, guys, you can do better than this. If you're new here, if the stock is far from the 50 EMA, don't buy it. All right. Or if you want to do some short-term momentum trading, if it's far from the 20 EMA, which this stock is by the looks of it, I'm pretty sure the 20 EMA will come somewhere around this area. Let's see. Right. So see, it's still far, right? Don't buy stocks which are far from EMAs. All right. You're buying in the middle of a move, and you don't know anything about the move at all, if it's going to continue or not. So don't buy in the middle of a move. SBIN, SBIN, okay, let's see SBIN. SBIN is near the EMA, right? So this is the demand. I think we talked about it as well previously as well, because it's already marked. So might go up, but I usually don't get into bigger stocks like this. You can maybe try it. I won't buy SBI. Also, it's very highly correlated with the market, so there's very less opportunity for some sort of outperformance. So Bank Nifty is back to the supply. Don't jump into longs here. All right, make sure you wait for a pullback. Apple India is building up, or is just a loss of momentum? All right, nice question. Where is the momentum, first of all? The momentum is already lost, if there was any. It is at the demand. Momentum is already lost, and it is probably not even uptrending on the weekly chart. On the weekly as well, I think. Yeah, it's struggling around this supply. Avoid this. You can find better stocks, guys. You can look through more stocks, add more stocks in your list. Apollo Microsystems. Okay, this is on my watch. Let's wait it out. Let's wait for a nice dip. I'm not getting into this right now. All right, Fortis Healthcare. Yeah, Fortis is doing good. Hospitals are doing good. Some sort of broad-based momentum in hospitals. High-tech pipes. Again, nothing. Big supply, very volatile. Nothing here. Ishab Instruments, I've talked about it. I'm already out of it. The trade is over. I'm not sure. Okay, can you explain what EMA really does? EMA does nothing. EMA by itself, it will do nothing. So if you see 50 means that, so basically, see, you can watch any video on how moving averages work, but they'll tell you to buy on the moving average breakout and sell on the moving average breakdown. Don't do that. Moving average is just an area of value. Whenever the stock or the index will go up, they will move away from the moving average. So if you see, it's going up and it's moving away from the moving average. So when it's already far from the moving average, you can confirm that the stock has already moved, right? So if it has already moved, the chances of a continuation move is less. So it's not the first base where you're buying. But let's say something like this, when it pulls back and forms a base around the EMA, this has a higher probability of going for a longer time. Same here. All right. If you buy in the middle of the move, you don't know when it will pull back. So in a trend like this, in the index, obviously until the demand is holding, it's going up. But that does not mean that I will do the same with stocks, because in index it's slightly different. In index, what happens is, on one day, one group of stocks are going up. On a pullback, they're coming down. And on the second move, some other group of stocks which have still not broken out, they are going up. So in this way, the index can remain extended for a long time. But stocks cannot do that. Most stocks won't do that. There might be one strong, 5 or 10 extremely strong stocks which do that. But that is just honestly taking the blind risk that my stock will end up doing something like that. All right. So if it's already far from the EMA, avoid it. All right. We'll end the live now. We have talked about enough stocks. For the index view, you can go back and check the live. We have talked about it. And I'll see you guys again. If you haven't liked the video, make sure that you like it. All right. So I'll see you guys in the next live. Have a good weekend.